Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to iReview. I'm your host, Jerry, and I'll be breaking down all things movies, TV shows, wrestling, or whatever the hell I want to talk about. After some thought, I really wanted to do some weekly videos to give everyone something to look forward to throughout the weeks, starting with Movie News Monday, which will be my first video that I'm going to air today, followed up by Wednesday, so it'll be like Wrestling News Wednesday or something like that, where I'll be talking about Monday Night Raw, WWE SmackDown, and whatever the pay-per-view is, if there is one. Those videos will be a little bit longer just because the shows are going to be more compact. And then TV Talk Fridays. So basically, I'll just be giving you some news that are going on TV Talk, maybe do some reviews on different TV shows that maybe you're interested in, maybe you're not interested in, maybe I can get you interested in, maybe you shouldn't watch it all. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully you guys like them. Today I'm going to start off with Movie News Monday with 5 pieces of news that I think is important enough for you guys to know. Starting off with It. It breaks records everywhere. It is the highest opening movie in September, the highest rated R-rated movie, highest horror movie. It makes $133 million on a $35 million budget. So that, first off, we're going to get a chapter 2. That's obvious. And it just shows that you can do movies. You don't have to do them like comic book movies or anything like that. You can go and make a movie for $35 million, which, yeah, you might be looking at going, oh, $35 million, that's a lot of money. In the movie world, it's really not. $35 million is very little money, and they did a phenomenal job on it. So, for the fact that they made $123 million, so if you look at it, $35 million budget, then you pretty much add about $30 million from marketing. The movie theaters take about 10% of that. It's cleared. It's already made its money back, probably times 2, and it's only opening weekend, so it's only going to get better as we get closer to Halloween. So moving on to the next news topic, we have Patty Jenkins, who is the director of Wonder Woman. DC, when they made their universe, decided to do something different than they normally do with people. Like, when you sign up for a show, like, we'll say, we'll use an example like Joss Whedon, who did Avengers. You don't just sign him on for one movie. You sign him on and you have him sign a contract that he has to come back for multiple movies, because that's how you get a better price out of your directors. And it makes sense, because then they can't hold him up for like more money. Like, hey, you want me to come back? I need double what you paid me the first time. So they have an agreed upon amount of money. It's like, it's same with Iron Man, Tony Stark. Like, he doesn't just sign on for one Iron Man movie. He signs on for multiple movies for a set amount of money. Well, they didn't do that with Patty Jenkins. One, they didn't have confidence in her. They weren't sure if the movie was going to be a hit. Coming off of, like, Man of Steel wasn't a huge box office success. I mean, it made money and stuff like that, obviously, and it was critically good. It just, a lot of people didn't go out and see it. Batman vs. Superman made a lot of money. Critically, it was a bad movie. Same with Suicide Squad. So, the DCEU, the universe, was nervous. They were like, I don't know, let's just sign her on for one movie. And I think that's where they made a mistake. Because now it's reported that Patty Jenkins has come back to direct Wonder Woman 2, which she should anyway, because she did a phenomenal job with the movie. And she's back to direct, write, and produce. Now, she, as of earlier, she was only back to write the film. They weren't sure they were going to have her direct. But she is reportedly making $8 million for this next film. And then there's some type of percentage on whatever the gross is after that. So right now I think Wonder Woman has made like 833 million or something like that. So she makes a percentage off of the gross on top of her $8 million. So that's not bad, and hopefully DCEU learns from that and they don't just sign her to just another one film deal, because then she'll come back and be like, I want 10 million and 10%, 15% of the grossing. Next is kind of like one of my favorite things that I really want to talk about because I'm a big horror fan, and one of my biggest franchises that I love the most, other than Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, was the Halloween franchise. Now, I can't remember who is directing the Halloween film, the new Halloween sequel coming out. But they have moved the release date again. I think it was supposed to come out this year, I think maybe sometime, or the beginning of next year. And they decided to move it to the actual Halloween day, October 31st of 2018. Now, if it stays on that date, it'll be the first film in the Halloween franchise to, one, appear on the date of the actual name of the movie, and it will be the second film in that franchise behind Halloween 5 from, was it 1989's Halloween 5, to appear in October itself. And then the best part of the news is that John Carpenter, he made the iconic theme song from Halloween. I think he made it for Halloween 1, 2, and I believe 3. He wants to come back, and from the reports that I've looked up here, that he wants to come back and do the theme again and stuff like that for the new Halloween sequel, which to me is awesome. You can't go wrong with John Carpenter. Now, number 4, Leonardo DiCaprio wants to star in the Stan Lee biopic. I'm not sure what the name of the actual biopic should be, maybe King of the Comics and Cameos or something like that. But if you don't know who Stan Lee is he's one of the creators of a lot of Marvel franchises like Spider-Man, the Hulk, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, pretty much all the things that you know in the MCU. Stan Lee had some hand in it, and you also know that he also is pretty much in every single Marvel. He's done a cameo in almost every single Marvel movie. Well, Leonardo DiCaprio, reportedly, he wants to play Stan Lee, and I'm okay with that. Leonardo DiCaprio, Academy Award winner. It would be amazing, and I would absolutely love it. And number 5, last but not least, Star Wars. Star Wars Episode 9 director Colin Trevorrow is leaving Star Wars, reportedly being fired for being difficult on set and not willing to work with Disney, which to me is stupid. Like, Disney's one of the biggest companies in the world, and I get that if you don't want to do your own thing when it comes to directing movies. I completely understand that. But when you have such a beloved franchise like Star Wars, and given the stink from the prequels, and Disney obviously and Lucasfilm obviously has a direction they want to go. They set it up at episode 7 with The Force Awakens. Episode 8 obviously hasn't aired yet. It comes out later on this year. But I'm sure it's going to be just as good as episode 7, if not better. And he reportedly wants to kind of put his own spin thing on it, but you can't do that if they already have a direction they're going. So apparently he's being difficult, and Disney's like, fine. I mean, we'll find someone else that wants to direct. It's Star Wars. Like, there's probably a list a mile long of directors that would love to direct Star Wars. But Star Wars Episode 8 director Rian Johnson says he has no plans to direct Episode 9 now that Colin Trevorrow is gone. Yet. Now, if Episode 8 is a big, huge hit, and according to all the research I've done, Rian Johnson has nothing yet. And he could just be trolling us, trying to say, oh, he's not going to do it, he doesn't want to release that information, because maybe Disney has this big thing called Star Wars Celebration. They want to announce that, yes, Rian Johnson is now the new director for Star Wars Episode 9. So, we'll see what happens. I'll try to keep you informed as much as I possibly can. So, hopefully you like the new show or the new video that I'm doing for Movie News. If there's anything else you want to know about or anything you want to hear, put it in the comments. Let me know. Figure out a way to get a hold of me. I will talk about it. I will watch whatever you want me to do. I will review it. I will do whatever you want me to do. So if you like this show, tune in Wednesday. I'll be doing my wrestling news, and we'll take it from there. So if you want to see more of me, go ahead and click the like, notification button, comment, so you can see more of me. All right. Thanks.